Good afternoon, dear students. Yesterday we discussed about multiple tube dilution technique for detection of coliforms. And MTDT consists of three different tests: presumptive test, confirmed test and completed test. Now today we are going to discuss about most probable number of coliforms. See, in multiple tube dilution technique, the presumptive test can also be referred to as most probable number technique because most probable number of coliforms, MPN of coliforms, can be directly obtained from the positive presumptive tubes after 24 to 48 hours of incubation. Acid and gas production within 24 to 48 hours indicate positive presumptive tube, positive presumptive reaction. Now, yesterday we discussed that in presumptive test, we take 15 tubes divided into 3 sets, each set containing 5 tubes, right? So, after inoculation and incubation, we have to check for acid and gas production. How many number of tubes in the first set and how many number of tubes in the second set and how many number of tubes in the third set show positive reaction, that means show acid and gas production. Once you come to know how many number of tubes show acid and gas production, we can calculate the most probable number of coliforms, okay, by looking at the positive tubes. How can we calculate the most probable number of coliforms? It can be estimated by using the Thomas formula. What is the Thomas formula? MPN per 100 ml is equal to number of positive tubes into 100 divided by under root of ml of sample in negative tubes multiplied by ml of sample in positive tubes, right? So that is about most probable number of coliforms. Now see, most probable number of coliforms can also be estimated by directly referring to a chart which is called as MPN chart or McCredy's table. If you do not want to estimate it by using the Thomas formula, you can directly refer to a chart which is called as McCredy's chart or MPN chart. Here you can see that in this MPN chart all possibilities are given, like if the count is 0, 0, 0, none of the tube show acid and gas production. So what is the count? Less than 2. Right, like that. All possibilities are given, like 0, 0, 1. What is the count? It is 2. MPN is 2. If it is 0, 1, 0. See, the first row is for sample. The first set of 5 tube. The second row is for second set of 5 tube and third row is for third set of 5 tubes. Out of the 5, how many are positive? Like 0, 0, 0. None of the 15 is positive. So count is less than 2. If it is 0, 0, 1, it is 2. If it is 0, 1, 0, again 2, like that. So there are all possibilities given. And in the end, it is all 5 tubes of first set, all 5 tubes of second set and all 5 tubes of third set. That means the count is 5, 5, 5. It indicates that the count is more than equal to 1600. Like that, each pros and con, every possibility is given in the McCredy's chart. Compare your result with the chart and directly find out what is the most probable number of coliforms present in the given water sample. Okay. Now, how do we estimate it? The number of coliforms in water can be estimated by adding different quantities of water. Okay. Different quantities of water to bile salt, lactose, peptone medium, that is by adding it to by adding it to McConkey's broth with neutral red as an indicator, or lactose broth which may contain bromothymol blue as indicator, or lauryl fructose broth. Acid and gas production indicates growth of coliforms. By this method, it's possible to indicate the degree of contamination with this organism. That means the degree of contamination of water with coliforms. Right? Now you all know the procedure by now. There are 5 tubes in each set. Okay? 3 sets are prepared. The first set of 5 tubes contain double strength lactose broth. The second set of 5 tube contains single strength. Each tube contains 9 ml single strength lactose broth. And in the third set of 5 tubes, in each of the tube we add 9.9 ml of single strength broth. It may be lactose broth, it may be lauryl fructose broth, or it may be McConkey's broth. And if the water is untreated, then in all the 5 tubes of first set, we add 10 ml water sample in each tube. In the second set of 5 tubes, we add 1 ml sample in each tube. In the third set of 5 tubes, we add 0.1 ml of untreated water sample in each tube. If the water sample is treated, that means if it is chlorinated, then in the first set of 5 tubes, we have to add 50 ml sample in each tube. In the second set, 10 ml sample in each tube, and in the third set, 1 ml sample in the each tube if it is chlorinated water. Okay. All the tubes are incubated at 35 to 37 degrees Celsius for 24 to 48 hours. At the end of 48 hours, we have to interpret the result. If we get it within 24 hours, no problem. If we do not get the results in 24 hours, wait for another 24 hours. Positive test is indicated by acid and gas production. Then the most probable number of coliforms can be determined by using the Thomas formula, or in most of the cases, in a routine practice, the most probable number of coliforms per 100 ml of sample can be determined directly by using the MPN chart that I showed you now, or which also called as McRode's chart. Okay. So finding out most probable number of coliforms is very simple. We have to take 15 tubes containing three sets divided into 3 sets, 5 tubes each. Fill it with lactose broth or lauryl tryptose broth or McConkey's broth. After sterilization, inoculate with the water sample, then incubate and check for acid and gas production, and find out how many number of tubes in the 3 sets are positive, and then use the Thomas formula or the McRode's or MPN chart and find out the most probable number of coliforms. Okay. So that is all about most probable number of coliforms in water.